like I said, they just made sure that basically the police officers they bribed their way into the police department. Basically, made sure that all the police officers in the countries which they would be in were basically just shooting lead and nothing more than that. And even hollow point bullets, stating that it was safer for the public if they used hollow point bullets and lead than than a real round that could actually do damage. And then they would walk through with their uranium armor on, which was basically the leftover pieces of one of my LSF spaceships, or I mean one of my LSS 71 spaceships. Pretty much, they cut pieces of the wings off and stuff like that from one of my ships, and basically walk through, and as long as everyone was shooting lead, they would be fine. And basically they would walk through and basically steal, rape, kill, and do a whole bunch of bad stuff. And basically, but my Secret Service and other real members wouldn't be shooting lead, and would be shooting real ammo. And so would the Germans. They actually had bulletproof, armor-piercing ammo and stuff like that. We didn't buy our ammo. We made our ammo. So anyway, they had a bit of more problem with Germany than normal, and they actually had to use the black people and 2 million blacks to actually take it down, or at least bring it down to their level. And a lot of black people died in order to do that. But with TVs and cameras, they were managed to do that as well. Anyway, and then that just left America, and basically me out in space. And that's where JFK and everything else starts coming into play. Like I said, it's just a bunch of people that got way too far, and pretty much Rodney Briley and Rosalie Briley and a bunch of other people that really fucked up because they wanted to kill me. And even, like I said, I'm very much a legend and very much basically considered like a god or sacred or something else like that. And it's like, well, I'm just me. Just because I've lived 100 trillion years and responsible for 800 galaxies and lots of forms of life does not mean I'm particularly all that awesome. But basically, they pretty much spend their whole existence trying to kill me or kidnap me or rob from me, and basically would have ended up killing all of the life on Earth and any life forms, and basically did terrorize quite a few other colonies, Earth colonies. And did also not only try and destroy my LSF 71 aircraft, but also my LSF spaceship, which is also known as the ALSA spaceship, which is legendary, and they also tried to nuke Mars. Anyway, meanwhile, Rodney Briley was taking bribes of cocaine and money and all that other stuff to try and keep me on ice, and also to try and do as what they've been doing to the public, which is basically lie to the public and post all these fake TV shows and all this other stuff, and while they basically grabbed everything they could and then tried to get a spaceship out of here. Anyway, but there is no spaceship coming. There's my ALSFA spaceship, but it's happily in a museum somewhere and safe and sound, regarded by quite a few other life forms. Like I said, it's very much regarded as pretty much a religious icon, or at least, basically the basis of pretty much human life. I mean, it was a colony that colonized all these planets. And not just a human colony ship, but also a 1.5 colony ship and even an exoskeleton colony ship. So many different races have been on that ship, and many different races know it to be the colony ship that colonized their planet, as well as, where the colony ship of the creator, along with the LSF 71 spaceships. Anyway, sorry, 71. I had all kinds of different spaceships. I had 1, 2, 3, all the way going up to whatever. Anyway, starships. A lot of them were just aircraft. But anyway, I don't really care. But basically, JFK was doing to my existence what he did to many other existences. Just lie. And basically, they were just cameramen and recorder people. And really worked out of their garage or worked out of one building, which was owned by NASA, the boxing gym guy, and in some state where they had one satellite dish. Anyway, they would splice together a bunch of TV and a bunch of different shows. They would pull stuff off of the satellites, and basically record it, and then they would resplice it into things to make things look like something. Basically, fake news, pretty much. They would see what they could do, and they basically try and get access to the satellites. Basically, and that's pretty much what they did to basically make it look like certain things. And like I say, they would try and make it look like they were the governor of a state or something, and then they would go and run their scams there, whatever. Anyway, they probably just shot their way into the White House. Anyway. But when they started messing around with me, they started messing around with the existence of other races. And when they thought to lie about me, like I said, putting a contract out on the creator of humanity and the ALSA ship, that was kind of ridiculous. Trying to say that they had launched the Saturn V rocket that didn't really exist. Like I said, they really didn't launch anything. It's not between, they were too busy killing and all kinds of other stuff. And basically everything that you've seen on the news between 1930 and 1970 or so is basically a lie. Just pre-recorded and usually faked launches, pretty much. Except for maybe the space shuttle and a couple other little things that I paid for. But then I cut that off, and pretty much it's just new investments and pretty much, just thieving, basically, and all kinds of other stuff, and running wild and all that other stuff. And most of what is either my group or my organization doing its stuff, or others or something. Like I say, I don't even care anymore. I designed and basically built the space shuttle and even the space station. That was funded, and I wanted that done, so a bunch of people started working on it until they could do it. And I don't even really care, whatever. And basically, they were just trying to kill me anyway. It was all just a scam.